Alright guys, it is time. It is time for me to give you my picks for the very best films of 2014. I know you guys have been waiting for this for a while. I hope you guys enjoy. Hey there guys, what's up? It's Autobot Mike 18 here. Here to give you the video that I look forward to doing the most every single year. Out of every video I upload in a year, this is the one I look forward to the most. This is the most exciting one. This is the most difficult one to do, but I look forward to it. It is my picks for the top 10 best movies of the year. Guys, what a year 2014 has been for movies. First off, before I even get into the picks, 2014, wow. I mean, there were so many good hits. Earlier in the year, we had great releases. The summer movie season was incredible. Even the Oscar season, the fall movie season was great. I mean, this is by far the most difficult list I've had to put together in all my years on YouTube. Because I saw a ton of movies this year, and you know what, I can't wait to give you guys my picks. And again, guys, as you know, this is my personal opinion. These picks are the films that meant the most to me. These are the films that affected me the most. I mean, I love watching and talking about movies every single year, and I just love putting this list together because I get to talk about the best of the year. I get to reward the best of the year in film. And if you guys feel differently, that's fine. Let me know down below in the comments, what are your best movies of the year? What are your top 10? What's your top 5? What's your top 20? Let me know, and that'd be awesome. That's why I love, you know, being on YouTube, getting discussions going, and it's so awesome to talk about the best movies of the year. I mean, it's really freaking cool. But anyway, guys, with that said, I have a lot to cover in this video. This video is going to be extra lengthy, so please, I hope you stay tuned and watch the entire thing. Again, there's a lot to cover in this video, so I hope you enjoy my list and my personal picks for the very best movies of the year. So, before I get into my picks, before I even get into my honorable mentions, there's a few movies I didn't get to see this year because they got very limited releases, never came to my theater. I'd like to just quickly mention them because you're not going to see them on this list, and those films are White Bird in a Blizzard, Dear White People, Inherent Vice, Selma, A Most Violent Year, and American Sniper. Those 6 movies, I really wanted to watch them. I didn't get a chance to see them because they were given very limited releases. Selma, A Most Violent Year, and American Sniper I will be seeing in January, hopefully. With that said, let me quickly get into a couple movies that just missed my honorable mentions list. So you guys may be upset again with a couple picks. You know, one of them in particular that didn't make my list, but that's fine. You guys can give me your top 10. So, 3 movies that just missed my honorable mentions are Snowpiercer, Guardians of the Galaxy, Don't Kill Me, and Wild. Again, guys, those were very good movies. They just missed the list. They were this close, but I saw 15 films that I liked a little bit more. And I'm going to get into my picks for those 15 films right now. I have 5, that's right, 5 honorable mentions that I absolutely need to mention because this was such a great year for movies throughout the entire year. And let's get to it, guys. I'm so excited. Here we go. I'm going to try to breeze through the honorable mentions, and then I'm going to get into my picks for the top 10. Alright, guys. Coming in at number 15, or my first honorable mention. If you're going by 15, this is number 15. If you're going by honorable mentions, this is number 1. So, and that film is Still Alice. This is by far one of the most genuine, natural and realistic films I've seen all year. This film also has one of the best female performances of the year in Julianne Moore's leading role, and it's a great story about a person suffering from Alzheimer's disease, and I personally connected with that because I know someone in my own family, close family, who has a form of Alzheimer's, and it's difficult for them, but for that reason, and for many other reasons, this is a really good film. Not a lot of people got to see, and I hope most of you guys do get a chance to see this movie. It is truly a really realistic and highly emotional film. Definitely recommend check it out. Alright guys, coming in at number 14, or my second honorable mention, is a film that is perhaps the best film in this franchise, and that is X-Men Days of Future Past. Bryan Singer came in to take the reins of the franchise and fix the mistakes that the previous films had made, and he absolutely pulled it off. I loved seeing the connecting universe of the two sides of the X-Men, the Bryan Singer X-Men universe with the X-Men First Class universe, having them all come together, seeing all these actors on the big screen was awesome in its own right. The story was intense, it was engaging, it was slightly humorous, it was action-packed. The film was very well done by Bryan Singer, was very well edited. X-Men Days of Future Past was awesome, one of the best summer blockbusters of the year by far. Coming in at number 13, or my third honorable mention, is a film that proves you do not need a big budget to make an awesome sci-fi film that is definitely memorable. Number 13, honorable mention number 3, is Under the Skin. Jonathan Glazer did an amazing job directing this really odd, very slightly confusing, not really too much confusing, but very odd and very, very visually appealing film. The visual imagery in this movie still blows my mind. The cinematography is amazing, and Scarlett Johansson gives one of the most memorable, sexy performances of the year, if you guys know what I'm talking about. And this film tells a great story about beauty and acceptance. Under the Skin, definitely recommend you check it out. Not for the casual moviegoer, though, or not for the faint of heart. Coming in at number 12, or my fourth honorable mention, is a film I really wanted to see on my top 10 list, but I unfortunately did not get a chance to put it on the list. Coming in at number 12 is Locke. Locke is a movie that has Bane in a car for 80 minutes. This movie could have easily failed. It could have failed on all ends. It could have been a giant flop. It could have been slow-paced and boring, but it wasn't. It was engaging. It was intense. It was compelling. Tom Hardy gives the most human performance of the year. This is a great story of a man's life falling apart before his own eyes in the course of 2 hours in a car as he's talking on a phone. The film was well directed, it was well shot, the story was amazing. It's amazing how exciting and how compelling this film is, how true it is, and it's set in a car for the whole runtime. That's pretty awesome. Alright guys, last honorable mention. This film was so close to making the list. I wanted this in my list so badly. It just got kicked out of the list. Literally last minute, just got kicked out. After I had seen a film a couple days ago that kicked it out. This is still one of the biggest surprise hits of the year, in my opinion. Coming in at number 11, my last honorable mention, is Edge of Tomorrow. This movie proved that Tom Cruise is still an actor who can carry a movie and can still be a pretty awesome leading character in a movie. Emily Blunt was a total badass in this movie. Doug Liman, amazing direction. This film had some epic visual effects. The fact that they went for a very amusing, very tense route with the story was great. They really used the live, die, repeat thing to their strengths, and I thought that was awesome. I loved Edge of Tomorrow. It was so original, it was so refreshing as a sci-fi film, and it was so damn entertaining. Just missed the list, guys. Just missed it. Alright, guys, those are my honorable mentions, and while all those movies are good, these films are the best of the best. Let's get into my picks for the 10 best movies of 2014. Here we go. Kicking off the list with number 10 is quite possibly one of the best thrillers of the year, and it also has one of the 5 best male performances of the year in Mr. Jake Gyllenhaal. Number 10 is Nightcrawler. Jake Gyllenhaal only further proves that he is one of my favorite actors working today with his incredibly creepy and absolutely, utterly sociopathic work in Nightcrawler. I did not recognize Jake Gyllenhaal in this movie. Probably the most unrecognizable role for an actor I've seen all year. I didn't see him in this movie. I saw this really creepy guy, and he pulled off this performance perfectly. The story is entirely intense and nail-biting, entirely engaging, and the film is very well directed by first-time director Dan Gilroy. I swear to you guys, the final 20 minutes is one of the most exciting moments in a film I've seen probably all year. Nightcrawler is awesome. What an intense, engaging nail-biter that was. Alright guys, coming in at number 9. I actually just flip-flopped these two literally 2 hours before I started filming this, okay? So keep that in mind. Coming in at number 9. A film that is definitely, no questions asked, the best directed film of 2014. Coming in at number 9 is Birdman. Alejandro Gonzalez Inarritu deserves that little gold statue at this year's Academy Awards by far for his work in Birdman. I was floored by the fact that they actually really accomplished this goal of having the film look like it was shot in one entire long, uninterrupted, continuous tracking shot. That is amazing. This is a film any aspiring director or filmmaker should, without a doubt, watch because of what they accomplished in this movie. The cinematography by Emmanuel Lubezki is some of the best of the year. Every single performance, every single actor is at the top of their game in this movie. From Michael Keaton to Edward Norton to Emma Stone to Naomi Watts to Zach Galifianakis. They all do amazing work in this movie. This is a great satire on actors, on film critics, on social media, on the public view of actors, okay? On people who are trying to feel wanted and to feel relevant in society. I loved everything that Birdman stood for. I loved its filmmaking techniques. This movie just blew my mind. Birdman was awesome. Coming in at number 8, guys, one of the most surprising movies of the year, which tells one of the most important stories of the year, of one of the most important men in our history, arguably. Number 8 is The Imitation Game. The thing that I loved about The Imitation Game was not that it was surprising, not that it was very well directed, incredibly shot, and had one of the best scores of the year, and the fact that Benedict Cumberbatch gives one of the 5 best male performances of this year is still not good enough. The one thing that blew me away with this movie was the story. The fact that this is not just a movie that has a really amusing and tense and emotional story. The fact that this is a movie that is more than a story about a team of code breakers. It's a story about a man dealing with scrutiny as he tries to keep personal secrets. And Benedict Cumberbatch nearly brought me to tears within the final 10 minutes of this movie. I was so affected by The Imitation Game. I was so blown away by how amazing this movie was. I was utterly shocked. The Imitation Game was awesome. Coming in at number 7, in a year filled with amazing sequels, this is perhaps one of the best sequels in that it literally surpassed everything that was good about the first movie, made everything better, and that film, number 7, is Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Cloverfield director Matt Reeves knows what he's doing behind the camera. He's an excellent visionary director for this movie. This movie has some of the best visual effects of the year. It has incredible motion capture performances by Andy Serkis and all the other actors playing the apes. It has an amazing story with apes that are basically like humans in this movie. They are so fully developed. Their story is so exciting and intense. And the one thing that I loved about Dawn of the Planet of the Apes are all the unexpected, unpredictable turns the story takes. I love when movies give you that feeling, especially summer movies, where you literally just are shocked by everything going on screen. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is amazing. Alright, guys. Coming in at number 6, another amazing sequel that is so much better than the first movie and just blew me away, blew my expectations out of the water. The best comic book movie of the year, number 6, is Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Captain America: The Winter Soldier really blew me away because I went into this movie expecting a really solid sequel to a comic book movie, and I expected a lot of cool action and all that, but what I got was a really intense, engrossing, engaging political thriller with some very tense turns and twists. Amazing action. This is by far the best action movie I've seen in 2014. I did not see John Wick, so don't kill me. Please don't. It has amazing performances. It is so well directed by the Russo brothers. I loved Captain America: The Winter Soldier. It also has one of the best action sequences of the year in the highway sequence. I loved this movie, Captain America: The Winter Soldier. I cannot wait for the next Captain America. Also, forgot to mention Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. I cannot wait for the next Apes movie. It's going to be awesome, guys. Alright, guys, coming into my top 5. This is where things are going to get exciting. This is where things are going to get pretty intense. You guys are going to agree, disagree. I don't know. Especially with number 5, a very controversial pick for me. I saw this film twice now. The first time I saw it, I gave it a not-so-great score. I've now seen it again, and I realize that it is perhaps one of the best theater experiences I have had in my 18 years of life. Coming in at number 5 is Interstellar. Interstellar, from one of my favorite directors working today, Christopher Nolan, who's an absolutely ambitious, visionary director. This movie left me with a feeling the first time I watched it like I was literally in the movie. And I very rarely feel that way in movies. And when a movie, an epic sci-fi film like this can do that to you, it has earned a right to be called the 5th best film of the year, in my opinion. This movie has quite possibly the best, if not one of the 5 best male performances of the year in Matthew McConaughey. The cast is great. This film has the best visual effects of the year. It is so incredibly stunning with what they pulled off and what they accomplished with this film visually. It has the best score of the year by Hans Zimmer. The production design is amazing. The direction, everything. Yes, this film has conveniences. Yes, it has plot holes. Do I care about any things? No. Do I care about any of those things? No. Because I was watching an entirely engrossing story that has a really awesome central theme of love. And that is why Interstellar is number 5 on my list, guys. It just blew me away. Point blank. One of the best theater experiences I've ever had in my entire life. That's saying something. Coming in at number 4, one of the most confusing movies I have ever seen in my life. I still don't think I understand everything in this movie, every single theme in this movie, but my word, is it so freaking intense and so just, Number 4 is Enemy. This is perhaps the most thought-provoking movie you are going to see in 2014. It's from director Denis Villeneuve, who directed one of my favorite movies last year, Prisoners. He's another one of my favorite directors working today. I can't wait to see what he's going to do next. Another amazing performance from Jake Gyllenhaal, his second spot on this list. This is an absolutely complex, near genius story that is told. It is entirely nail-biting. And I love the way it was shot. The cinematography, the lighting was great. It felt like a Hitchcockian thriller. The setting, I loved everything about Enemy. And it's really a film that says a lot about unfaithfulness and temptation and control, and I loved all of what Enemy was said. I've seen this film several times, and just to see all the little hints that our director drops in this film, Enemy is nothing short of a confusing masterpiece, if that makes any sense. It stands out, guys. That's why it deserves number 4. Coming in at number 3, by far the best thriller I've seen all year. Don't you just love when you can watch a thriller and just have your mouth on the floor for the entire runtime of the movie, guessing out loud in the theater with friends, saying out loud, what's going to happen next? Oh, that's going to happen next. And then you're entirely wrong. And then something else, another twist happens. That is exactly what I felt as I was watching Gone Girl, my number 3 pick. David Fincher is one of my favorite directors of all time. He is so meticulous. He was so careful to detail, to get every single thing right, and man oh man does it pay off in his movies. It really, really does. Rosamund Pike gives one of the best female performances of the year. The script is so shocking. It is compelling. It is exciting. It is exhilarating. It is all of those things mixed into one, and it is entirely unpredictable. It had me guessing from beginning to end. As a thriller, it absolutely defies what a thriller is supposed to be, which is absolutely exciting and pure adrenaline rushing, and that is what I felt as I watched Gone Girl. It also has some of the best cinematography of the year, possibly the best. An incredible score by Atticus Ross and Trent Reznor. I loved Gone Girl. I loved everything about Gone Girl. Deserves my number 3 spot. Coming in at number 2, guys, I'm sure every critic is putting this as number 1 on their best list. I'm sure a lot of you guys thought I was going to put this as number 1, but I saw another film that I liked just a little bit more than number 2. Yet, this movie, made over the course of 12 years, is still nothing short of an absolute masterpiece. Coming in at number 2 is Richard Linklater's Boyhood. Boyhood, for me, is possibly the most relatable movie I have seen this year, and that this movie basically tells my life for a good majority of it. And that is one thing that I absolutely loved about Boyhood. It is so nostalgic. The story is sweet. It is funny. It's amusing. It's depressing. It's emotional. It is an amazing tale of life. I felt like I was nearly in this movie, like Interstellar, watching this kid grow up throughout the entire duration of the movie. But by the time the film ended around the 2 hour and 50 minute mark, I didn't want it to end. I wanted to see more and more. I loved Boyhood, the way it was directed, the fact that the cast and the crew were so committed to this 12-year-long project, and the #1 fact that this movie isn't over-the-top melodramatic. It doesn't have something, you know, like exciting happening for the sake of just grasping the attention of the casual moviegoer. This is a film that is simply a movie about life and about growing up, and it accurately depicts that. It is so genuine and realistic, and that is why I loved Boyhood. It is a near masterpiece that should be seen by anybody. Anybody could probably watch this movie and feel connected with it. That's Boyhood, coming in at #2. And that's it, guys. 2014 has had some incredible movies. We've had some movies that have just blew my mind. There were movies that were just bad, okay? And then there is one that has stood out above all of them. I could not stop thinking about this movie since I saw it in November. It is possibly one of the best independent films I have ever seen. It also has 2 of the best performances of the year. In general, I loved everything about this movie, and it, like Boyhood, is also kind of relatable. My #1 pick for the very best film of 2014 is Whiplash. Whiplash is all of these following adjectives plus more. It's exhilarating. It is exciting. It is fierce. It's brutal. It's shocking. It is jaw-dropping. It is all of those things combined plus more. I kid you not. J.K. Simmons gives quite possibly the best performance of the year. The performance that had my mouth hitting the floor, and I didn't know whether or not to laugh or to be angry with him in this movie. That is how good he was, with all of his harsh yet slightly hilarious insults that he threw at Miles Teller, who was also absolutely incredible and strong and just in this movie. Miles Teller and J.K. Simmons, 2 career best performances for them. This is one of the best directed movies of the year. Damien Chazelle better get a Best Director nomination. I will be so upset if he gets snubbed. This film is the best edited film of the year. It has amazing cinematography. The music that they use is incredible. All of that really, really works with Whiplash. And above all, not only is the story absolutely exciting and mind-blowing, and is the absolute reason why I go to the movies, to just feel like I'm in this world and feel like I am just blown away by the content I'm watching on the screen. But this film hit me on a personal level in that it's a story about a young man who is trying to be the best at what he wants to be in the arts. Okay? I personally can connect with that storyline right now in my life. That is why Whiplash is the most relevant film to me. It is the most relevant film to me this year because of where I am in my life right now and my efforts in film school. And that is why it is the best film of the year. It is a film about persistence and trying to be the best you can be despite the challenges you have to face and overcoming those challenges. And that is why Whiplash gets my pick for the very best film of 2014. Enough said. Not one film has stuck with me all year long like Whiplash has. I'm rooting for you at the Oscars this year, Whiplash. You deserve everything. You should win. That is it, guys. Those are my picks for the 10 best movies of the year. This year was so awesome, guys. So many great movies. So many relatable movies to me. So many exciting movies. I love doing this list. I hope you guys enjoyed my picks. I'm so sorry this video is so long. Please forgive me. But this year was just incredible. So, guys, what I want you to do is let me know down below, what are your top 10 best films of the year? What's your list? Please let me know down below and give me feedback on my list. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next year in 2015 at the movies. Bye, guys.